Hey there. Today we are talking about the 90-year test. Now, fortunately for me, I got to be around my grandfather and lived with him when he was in his late 80s, early 90s. And that exposure to someone at that age, to be able to live with them and see how they live their life, everything gets very, very clear and became very much into focus about what was important to him. And then just a year ago, I had a good friend of mine give me a book called Living Forward. It was by Daniel Harkavy and Michael Hyatt. I highly recommend it. And what was the interesting component of there is to create a life plan. And the life plan was actually from the book was to write a eulogy about yourself at the very end of your life and how would you like to be remembered. Well, here's what happened. I realized something in relating that and to my conversations with my grandfather that I want to encourage you to take what I call the 90-year test. Is what if we fast forward our lives to when we're 90 years old and we wrote out exactly what we wanted and our plan was and our goals were for our lives as if we were already age 90. Because I'll tell you, after spending time with my grandfather, he ran some businesses, he did well for himself, he retired early. My grandfather, when he was 90 years old, cared about very, very different things when he was a young man. And he would remind me of that constantly. So what if we set goals in the same way? Because think about it. How many of you have set goals that you've achieved that quite honestly got you off track of what you really care about, became more important? I know some guys have been very successful in business, but they lost their marriages in the process. Is that what we really want for our lives? But I'll tell you, if we don't take the 90-year test, that's how easily we can get off track even when we do succeed our goals. So my encouragement is this: when you go to 90 years old, write out, take a paragraph, it might be several pages. For me, it took about 4 pages to write out exactly what I envision my life to look like when I'm 90 years old. By the way, a little hint, when you do that, it really bottom line boils down to you're going to care about your faith and you're going to care about people. Those are the two things that are going to matter the most to you. So imagine if we took the 90-year test and backtracked every 10 years to 80, to 70, to 60, to whatever age you are right now, and you backtracked it to now, how different do you think the goals that we set right now would be impacted by the 90-year test? I hope that's a challenging thought for you today. Have an awesome day. Take care.